Welcome to UNB's weekly program, Light and Lens. This is Tanzina Islam, and we are honored today to have our special guest, Ratanawadee H Winther. She is a Thai-born Canadian citizen who is currently the chairperson of Asia Injury Prevention Foundation, Thailand. It's an international NGO promoting road safety. Before that, she was the country director of this AIP Foundation. She had also worked as a consultant for many different multilateral and bilateral development programs for developing countries. She has started working as on road safety at the Danish Ministry of Transport in Copenhagen 18 years ago. Today we will talk about road safety with our special guest. Let's talk to our guest. How are you, ma'am?
Very well, thank you.
Very welcome to our today's Light and Lens program.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am, we understand that you have long been working for road safety and promoting ways to lessen fatalities on roads. Could you please share more about your works with our audience today?
Yes, my work at the moment, I'm the chairperson of AIP Foundation Thailand, and our work in Thailand focuses a lot on community work and school-based programs, building awareness for saving lives, awareness in schools, and also we worked on the policy level. We do a lot of advocacy work to improve rules. Exactly, all rules and regulation in traffic laws and regulations. So that's in Thailand. But the thing is that AIP Foundation Thailand is part of our AIP Global, AIP International.
Since when it has started working in Thailand?
I started working in Thailand 2011 when I moved there. Yes, exactly, for 6 years. But before that, I was also involved a lot with as you talked about before, as consultant in different development programs, particularly in Vietnam, building capacity of road safety stakeholders. With AIP Foundation global work, I have represented AIP in many different global forums. For example, UNIC, Global Road Safety Committee, that comprises of different organizations at different levels, including NGO, government, and all that. And also,
I've been working for the last 18 years.
Yes, exactly. So it's quite a lot. Yes, yes, exactly. So.
In the last 5 years, we have lost 40,000 people and 60,000 other got crippled by road accidents. And we are having an economic loss of around 30,000 crore per year. So what do you think? How serious is the problem?
Yes. Actually, according to WHO, the estimated death in Bangladesh in 2015 is actually 21,000 people. That is recorded. So perhaps it's more, because I think Bangladesh.
Not everyone is registering their companies.
Exactly, and I think one thing, it also reflects the fact that Bangladesh perhaps could improve data collecting.
The policies.
Exactly, because it does.
The way they collect their information.
Yes. So that is according to WHO, it's 21,000 people a year. Which is, it's contributing to the scale of the problem globally. If you can think of globally, every year 1.3 million people die. Every year, because of road accident, exactly, and maybe we cannot sort of imagine, but if you think of this number of people, it equal to 5 jumbo jets crashing every day. Can you imagine? It's 5 jumbo jets really,
7 really sad.
Crashing every day. You can see the caliber of, 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 of the problem. And this problem is really occur mostly in developing countries. So I think it's really, really a big concern.
So ma'am, road safety issue remains a big concern in our country today, and you have seen students have pointed out some irregularities on roads, and you know that our government has accepted students' demands. So how do you see this protest, and how the government can address the students' demands?
Yes, you know, actually, when you really look at how it started, all the children, you know, they came out and, you know, expressed their demands. I mean, we talk about demands, but actually, I think it's really
They're right.
Actually, and right, and also they express their need, and they're crying for help. You know, actually, it's, you know, they want to be safe. They want actually they want their friends to be safe, right? So it is a very nice, you know, sort of an innocent and organic expression of children, and I think it's very, it's something that we have to look at it with care and with empathy. We shouldn't politicize, you know, the demand of children. It is, you know, they're innocent, you know, they don't have a lot of things in their mind. They want to be safe, and they have the right to be safe. And I think any crash that happened, particularly at, you know, the one that that has been focused so much now, the very first thing that we should do, or the government should lead, is crash investigation. You know, what is really happening, because that's going to lead to what the government should do, right? So we should be able to answer different questions. For example, not only the bus driver speeding and crash into the two children, also what happened to, I mean, how is the road? How is the road being constructed? How is the traffic around there, environment of road in general? Exactly, exactly. And also, why the children were there standing on the, you know, I would think probably not so safe. Exactly, probably not so safe. So that's why I think all these things, that what we call crash investigation, is a very, very common practice in Western countries, especially, or now some developing countries have already started to do. So you know, what I think the government should start with is to lead that, and then after that, I think it's very important that the government start looking at coordinating efforts, because road safety is not, it doesn't belong to only government. Road safety is the rights of every human being. Exactly, and also responsibility of everyone, yes. Right? So, the government should start coordinating, looking at engineering, how roads are built, the quality of the vehicles. They should look at the drivers, you know, qualification or skills. Obtaining process. Exactly, and also talk about or looking at the awareness of people in general, children and people, you know, and also how to help people when they have accidents, you know, like the injured.
Do you think we have enough awareness program running in our country?
You know, when I first came to Bangladesh, you know, I was very delighted to see a lot of reports and write up on road safety in newspapers, you know. But the thing is that what we should do, what we should really look at, is how to do it strategically, and also whatever we do, it has to have advocacy flavor to it. Meaning, advocacy is the meaning of advocacy is for improvement, you know, to get the public support and
everyone's support,
and also
all together we all will work together to
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So with media, like today, we are talking about road safety and what happened in Bangladesh not too long ago with the children. So I think we should not just talk about it. You know, we have to
implement those strategies.
Exactly. Yes, or how situation should be improved. Going back to how the government should should do. I'm not here to sort of impose on my idea, but I think Bangladesh has been doing very well with sustainable development goals. Now, this is an opportunity really for the government to show the world, because government of Bangladesh has committed to the international community to achieve the sustainable development goals.
Accident rate, to halt the accident rate by 2020.
Exactly, because road safety is already in sustainable development goals. Goal number 3, which is to halve road accidents, right, in the country, and also goal number 11, to improve transportation here, public transportation. So that's among other things, of course. But this is already an opportunity.
One is related to another.
Sorry, yes,
one
exactly.
Goal is related to another one.
Of course, yeah.
You have spent much time in Bangladesh. What are the problems you see on roads that needs to be addressed urgently?
Yes, a few things. I think according to very credible studies that I have come across, most of the crashes or the deaths and serious injuries in Bangladesh caused by speed. People are killed. People on the road, pedestrians are killed on the road, and also people in vehicle, buses are killed on the road. So really, speed management is something that we have to look at very seriously here. And also, I think issue of vulnerability groups, including women, children, and disabled. Women here, I have heard so much about women being scared of using public transport because of harassment. This is a very serious issue, And then children, the accessibility of public transport for children is almost none, or if there's something available, it's very dangerous. And also disabled people. I mean, they have no right here. When you see it,
not everyone is getting the access to the public transport.
Of course not.
Because they are not comfortable with using those transportation.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's these are the areas that we should.
We can start working.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think it always, to me, as someone who has been advocating road safety for a long time in developing countries, and I think there's a pattern to it that we are not focused so much on
specific goal or
specific groups of people who should be protected. It's the right-based issue, I think, in developing countries.
You have worked in many developing countries. How do you describe Bangladesh compared to other developing countries regarding road safety?
I have two sort of things that I like to comment on. Bangladesh is doing very well economically. You have very, very stable growth, economic growth. And with that, it comes with more roads, more vehicles, more cars, more motorbikes. And if you don't manage that well, death rate or number of deaths and injury will increase very, very fast, and it worries me. Okay, so I think it has to be addressed very seriously, and I think Bangladesh also should look at other developing countries. For example, when we talk about vulnerability group like children, in some developing countries, they already implement child helmet wearing.
That's great.
Yes, and then they already started to look at child restraint seats, in cars. They're talking about child safety belt. Exactly, for children, and also public transport for children, to go to school. So they already started talking about it. I think this is a very good opportunity for Bangladesh to start sort of use what happened a few days ago.
In the protest, to
yeah, exactly, to the more productive, to make it better for everyone. Yeah.
Do you think it will bring some benefit if the government orders mandatory school transport for each of the students?
Yes, it will be. I mean, if you can do it, it's something that AIP Foundation has been advocating very, very strongly and seriously in Thailand right now. We are doing very heavy campaign, not only us in Thailand, but many countries are, like India, for example, also.
They're trying to implement.
They're advocating for safe, public
roads.
Transport for children, exactly.
All right. We see in some cases pedestrians are not following traffic rules. What will you suggest how we can educate our people more on road safety?
Yes. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, road safety is shared responsibility. So the awareness raising doesn't come only by telling people, right? I think, first of all, very first thing that me as someone who's been advocating road safety for a long time is enforcement. Now, enforcement, of course, you may not see enforcement is educating the public, but it is, because if you enforce the law, people would already started to obey the law. They think about it, and the enforcement has to be done right. For example, you talk about Bangladesh has already talked about increasing the level of penalty. You want more penalty,
yes.
But in the long run, according to credible studies all over the world, a lot of heavy penalty is not only the answer. The really key answer is the enforcement has to be there on a regular basis. When you go out, when people go out, they have to see police, and you have to do that job, right? I mean, police has to be feared. I mean, that is their job. I mean, but of course, you don't want to talk about fear in other context, but for people to obey the law, when they see police, and if police regularly enforce the law, people will fear that. So that is public awareness for people, for the public. And secondly, it's always good to do public awareness and education when people are young. When our youngsters
at a young stage, people
in
are
school
more comfortable.
Exactly.
With rules and regulations.
Exactly, and I mean, road safety has to be the subject that is incorporated in curriculum. For example, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it has to be in the curriculum. So Ministry of Education also has to look at this quite seriously. So, it's better to advocate with young people, right? In our work in many countries, actually young people, they are educating their parents. Actually, they said, "Oh, Dad, Mom, why you're not using helmet?" Things like that. It happens all the time. Yeah.
Actually, overspeeding is the reason for 53% of their road accident.
Yes.
So I have gone through one of your campaign that which is something like slow down. Could you please elaborate this idea of slow down?
Yes. Actually, this campaign, Slow Down, Save Lives, is a UN-led effort that had been implemented or done in many different countries in the world. And we also, in Thailand, we did that because last year a lot of effort to help or to support UN-led this UN-led effort. Actually, speed is very important, and I think you may not be surprised if I say speed kills. Speed kills, because it does. And when you look at normal body of a normal adult, a grown adult, again, this is based on credible studies, many of them, that you have a body of, let's say, grown adult. If this adult is hit by a car that goes about 30 kilometers per hour, this particular person, this adult will be will be safe by 90%, meaning that 90 of 100 adults will be safe. Okay, if they're hit by a car that runs at 30 kilometers per hour, but if they are hit by a vehicle that runs at 60 kilometers per hour,
then there is no chance of survival.
Only 10% survive. And this we're talking about normal grown body, but you don't even talk about children. I mean, can you imagine a young body with the head is proportionally the head bigger than us. I mean, proportionally.
Lower part of the body.
Yes, exactly. So the chance of survival is very, very, very small. So that's
dangerous. I have lost my uncle.
Yeah, really. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, exactly. So I think that's why if we deal with speed, it's going to make a lot of difference. That's why the countries that are very successful in dealing with decreasing the number of people dying on the road or serious injuries on the road, they look at speed. They never allowed any cars or any vehicles to run more than 30 or 25 kilometers per hour in front of schools, for example, or around that environment.
In the developed countries?
Yes, then now some developing countries have already, because there's a really huge global effort, although it's still a really big problem. Road safety is a huge problem in the world.
Globally, it's a big problem. Let's move on to another topic. We have seen some of your lovely photos taken in Old Dhaka. How do you describe the beauty of Old Dhaka?
Yes, my husband and I love Old Dhaka, and my husband he wrote a song about Old Dhaka.
Have you taken any special food that you liked?
Yes, actually, a few days ago we had our last walk in the Old Dhaka with architect Taimur Islam and his urban study group volunteers, and we walked around, and it's to me, it almost I had this feeling of myself walking in an old Mughal time. When you look at beautiful buildings, Mughal buildings, and I can't imagine how beautiful it would be in the past. This is such a precious heritage of Bangladesh, and I think you should support the preservation of some of the buildings. They're just absolutely magnificent, and we love it. And actually, we stopped.
We are glad that you liked it.
Oh, very much, very, very much. And we stopped at a restaurant, a local restaurant. I think it's a beauty boarding, and we tried this stew hilsa. Oh my God!
That was amazing.
It was absolutely amazing, and it was one of the best meal we had. And we love Dhaka. We love Old Dhaka, and we are really sorry to leave this country.
What are the best memories you are taking back from Bangladesh as you are living today?
Yes, I think Bangladesh has jewel, like the most important things that I think you should be aware, that Bangladeshi people are absolutely wonderful. We make a lot of good friends, and they are friends that we want to keep. We want to keep in contact. Me and my husband, we are a diplomatic couple, and we move around the world a lot, and we have seen so many people. But our friends here in Bangladesh will be our friend for a long time and for life, really.
Yeah, we wish. We also We'll be in touch with you as well.
Yes, thank you.
We are today at the end of our discussion today. So thank you, madam, for sharing
you.
your thoughts and giving us your precious time.
Yes.
We have a small gift from UNB. I'm sure that you will like it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tanzini.
Dear viewers, we will get back to you with a new guest and a new topic in the coming week. Till then, stay safe and stay connected with UNB.